Please don't be jerks. Today I'm gonna let my sheep cut my front lawn. Let's go. Dude, Roosevelt. No, not yet. Not yet. Not yet. It is fall officially. We had our first hard freeze, which means everything pretty much froze except obviously our cover crop rows. Our oats, peas are still growing. We still have some perennials that are kind of hanging on a little bit. But it's time to get my lavender cut down and my front yard. So I'm gonna answer some sheep questions today because I'm gonna have them help me out. So I'm gonna pull them on out of the pen and I'm gonna talk about sheep. First, I'm gonna get my sheepies out. Hey, what's going on, Roosevelt? It's Roosevelt and Midnight. They have been with us now for 4 years. We got them as little baby sheeps, little lambs, and yeah, they're pretty good most of the time. They love eating the grass, and that's pretty much their primary job here is eating grass. We let them do a little bit of work with the invasives, but mostly it's grass and also eating down our cover crops. So I'm gonna go ahead and let them out of their pen. Sheep are pretty stubborn. They know they're intelligent. So the problem is sheep are stubborn, but they're also very smart. If there's something they don't wanna do, or they do wanna do, they'll kind of try to push the limits like a toddler. They're like toddlers, the toddlers of livestock. So that means I'm constantly having to mother them like I would toddlers. Here, I've got treats for you. So their motivation, like toddlers, is food. So I've got their treats for them. You'll see when I actually, they might come if I call. Let's see. Roosevelt, Midnight? Midnight? No. Okay, well, good talk. Here at the farm, the sheep's job is usually to eat down the invasive grass and also to eat our cover crops, but they have a great side benefit, which is that they're really good lawn mowers. The questions that I get a lot is, do they eat your flowers? Because obviously we're a flower farm first, and yes, they do. There are certain flowers that they really love to eat, mostly the dahlias and the roses. So they will eat those, especially if they're left in a bucket on the ground. Ask me how I know. And sheep are great because they like to stay on all fours, where goats like to go up on their back legs. Sheep tend to stay on all fours, so they're a little bit more friendly to orchard spaces and larger trees and that kind of thing. This is our electric fence. It's got stakes on one side. This all has wire running through it, so the whole thing electrifies. Let's go set it up. This is the worst part because the fence just always gets tangled in itself, and it's not a fun one-person job. Much easier if there's two people, but here we are. So here's the lavender field. It's perennial rye, actually, interplanted into the lavender, and you can see it's pretty tall this time of year. Half of the lavender is cut down, half of it needs to be cut down. Hi. No, not yet. Not yet, boys. I don't have your fence set up. Well, the sheep are here, and I don't have their fence set up, so now they're just right next to the oncoming traffic. So I have to have them on a fence, otherwise they're dumb. I mean, they're smart, but they're dumb. And they will just straight up run into traffic. There's also just dogs and things, so sometimes actually what I worry about more than them getting out is something getting in. So like a neighborhood dog could definitely kill a sheep. Okay, while they're eating, where are you going now? They're on the wrong side. I'm inside the fence and they're outside the fence. What are you doing? You're not eating the pumpkins, are you? No, you're not, sir. Sir. I've got food. Come on. No. No. Hey, come on. Come on. Come on. Your grass is ready. Come on. Come on. Oh, son of a. Okay, I'm gonna go get their treats because they are not listening to me. What the, how did you get out? Oh, good, our rooster's out. No. Oh, you're so close. There you go. Okay. Usually they'll do anything for oats and molasses. So we're gonna see if we can get them away from the pumpkins. Gosh, how do you eat that so fast? I'm glad it's delicious. Hey, come on. You gotta go faster than they do. Chaos. Okay. No, not yet, no! Go under here. Come on. Go on. It's over there. Okay, I finally got them in and they're eating their treats. I'm gonna go grab the hedge cutter because again, normally I would harvest, if I'm bunching and harvesting my lavender, I would be using the sickle because it's very fast and efficient. I can bundle it as I harvest it. I'm not selling it this year. I'm actually just probably going to be putting it out on the stand for people to take if they want it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and grab my hedge trimmers. Okay, so I'm still wanting to make sure that I'm cutting my lavender at the right point, that it's going to prune it, right, and not kill it, but I'm going to take most of the weight off of it for winter because if we get a big snow and I still have tall lavender, it can weigh it down, can actually kill it. So as long as I'm out here with the sheep, they tend to stay in their enclosure. Again, if I don't have it electrified and I'm not out there, they will try to escape. Part of that is because they do like to try to find me. They are a flock animal. They will try to seek me out. And they do get a little bit panicky. Just they're not used to being out front. There's a lot of traffic and cars and they're just not used to that. So I've got my lavender here. And again, I want to make sure that I'm not cutting down into where it's getting brown and woody. I'm cutting basically just a leaf node above that. So it's still not a bad bundle. It's not as neat of a bundle as when I sickle. We are not sponsored by UPS. I'm just gonna go down the row. You should be wearing gloves. Do as I say, not as I do. Usually I prefer to harvest with the sickle because it lets me make neater bunches for selling. But for trimming, hedge trimmer might be faster. Let's find out. This really could use a sharpen, but it'll work anyway. 3, 2, 1, start. Okay. And we're off. Should have sharpened it first. Okay, time 1 minute and 23 seconds. But here's what I want to show is now, because of the sickle, I can harvest it so neatly. So I have a very nice, neat bundle here. So I'm gonna include that bundling time. This is basically just ready to pick up. All right, I'm gonna do the next one with the hedge trimmers. Go, okay. Okay, well, it's still not great, but not as, 145. Guys, the sickle is faster. It's faster and it's a neater pile. I'll show you the side by side. Here is the bunch I harvested with sickle. Look how nice and neat it's bunched. This is the one I harvested with the hedge trimmers. It always laughs at me like, do you really use that? Yeah, I really use it. Yeah, it's dull. It needs to sharpen. Listen, it works, okay? It does the job. I'm fine. I've been doing it 5 years. I haven't lost a finger yet. Talk to me next year. So no shame in using the hedge trimmer either, but if you're harvesting to bundle and sell and bunch, sickle is the way to go. I had actually thought about selling the sheep this summer because I just feel like with all the native property, the native plants we've been working on, converting away from a lot of grass, they just haven't had as much room to roam as I really would like them to. So as much as I love them, it's kind of the guilt of it. You may see there's a car and they get nervous. It's okay. People often ask me about like sheep maintenance because while obviously they're cute, they are animals and you know, they're livestock, so they're work and most of us aren't accustomed to taking care of them. So sheep have a few things you have to do. One is most of them need to be sheared yearly. So unless you have hair sheep, the wool sheep need to be sheared every year, usually in spring. And these guys have quite heavy coats, so you do actually really need to do that. It's for their welfare. Otherwise their coats get too heavy. They also need to have their hooves trimmed. So they have, just like humans, they have nails that grow. That's what their hooves are. And so they do get quite long. I know you don't like me touching your feet. It's okay. It doesn't hurt them when you trim their hooves unless you go too far.
And this little heel part can also be, so our goal is to just try to make this hoof area flat. And that's all it is. Really, ideally, probably every 3 months.
Okay.
They can go longer, but sometimes it depends on what kind of pasture they're in. If there's rocks, maybe they won't need it quite so often. So. And then this is something that's neat to show you. So this is a lanolin gland. And when it gets really hot in the summer, this gets plugged. You can feel that's hard. Mm-hmm. So this isn't comfortable for them, but you can kind of work it out. And then that gland has free access now to flow.
Okay. So that is the one thing. I still don't really feel super comfortable trimming their hooves just because, yeah, it's a little bit tricky. We have it done when we have them sheared. So we have a mobile shearer because we only have 2 sheep. There's a mobile shearer in our area who comes and does small flocks, small herds. So that works out pretty well. It's a little over $100 each to have them sheared in the spring. Sheep tend to have a lot of parasite issues. So especially if you have big flocks of sheep, they tend to be prone to parasites and worms. So deworming them, something like ivermectin once a year. I've never dewormed our sheep, but then we only have 2. So only having 2, having a small herd really reduces that. We also do graze them. We try to move them around, and that also helps with that parasite load. You have to be mindful also of the kinds of things that you have around for them to eat. So obviously grass is great. They can eat a lot of stuff, but they shouldn't be eating things like milkweed, toxic to livestock. But interestingly, we do have a lot of milkweed growing on this property. We have a lot of choke cherries, which they're not supposed to eat. They seem to know what they're not supposed to eat and what they should, and they've never touched the milkweed. As long as they're fed enough, they're not going to eat stuff that is toxic to them, in my experience. Goats, on the other hand, will eat everything. The sheep are a little bit more picky. These 2 are brothers. We actually got them from the same family, and so you do have to have more than 1 sheep because they are herd animals. Ideally, you have more than 2 in case something happens to one, but they do definitely want to be with each other. And even since we've been putting the chickens with them, they've been very happy with that arrangement. They really like to have the chickens close by. They seem to be friends. They seem to all get along, and chickens and sheep can live together really well because they don't share disease, and so you don't have to worry about them spreading it to each other. Okay, I finally got all 200 of my lavender plants harvested. I used a mixture of the sickle and the hedge trimmers just to save my wrist a little bit of work, and I kind of just wanted to show you guys that while having the sheep is fun and they are cute, they are a lot of work too, and they can create a lot of chaos. So if you're thinking about getting them for your home garden, make sure you consider all of the things I talked to you about today. All right, don't forget to like and subscribe if you guys want to see more farm chaos, and we'll see you guys around here next time at the farm.